Hey guys, hope y'all are doing well. I wanted to make a real quick video on narcissistic flying monkeys and what flying monkeys are. Now there's a slew of information on this stuff online, so you really don't need me to tell you, but I'll try to keep this one quick. A flying monkey is someone that a narcissistic nut jobs, they are nuts, but they recruit to do their ugly bidding. For example, we know that narcissists must always be in control at all times. Now, instead of picking on my former arch nemesis, who is not worth my time, I'll pick on another narcissist especially when they get positions of power over you or when they're in fraudulent relationships. But once you have committed the narcissistic injury, like you didn't tell them, oh, that tie looks really nice today when you were supposed to, as if you knew you were supposed to say that in the morning. I mean, it's one thing to have a genuine compliment. Sir, you look nice today. Probably thank you. But they expect you to constantly give them praise and attention and compliments, and if you don't do it, damn you, you must burn. So, yeah, they're always in that state of mind. But once you get the narcissistic rage, they need to punish you at all costs. And a lot of times that includes slander. They will go and accuse you of everything under the sun. They will call you a drug addict. They will make up anything and everything to make sure you get, you lose friends, or everybody turns against you, or you get in trouble with the law, or you lose your job, because they have to hurt. They have to punish. That's how they, it's kind of like, in the movie Batman, The Dark Knight, when he says, well, says about the Joker, some people just want to watch the world burn. Well, that's kind of the mindset of the narcissist all the time. He's always got this rage and he has to hurt the world. So when you don't, well, for whatever reason, when the rage of the narcissist turns against you and you must be punished at all costs, I'm going to make you pay. I'm going to hurt you real bad. I need to hurt you. It's not going to make you any less of a freak, but burn the world if you will. Often they want to keep their hands clean because, remember, they're never accountable. Nothing's ever their fault. They're going to skirt responsibility. So they will employ some unsuspecting sucker or somebody who is a little bit narcissistic themselves, who wants to help them, who enjoys drama or gossip. It could be either way. Three types of people we'll talk about. Sociopaths, which of course, the malignant narcissists and sociopath, they're a fine line, lean towards that. They're empaths who care a lot about people, always want to help, always try to serve others. Sometimes it borderlines into people-pleasing. You don't want to step over that line. And apaths. Apaths are kind of the apes of the group. They're kind of floating in the middle. They're kind of like apath. They don't really care about much of anything. So they're easy to manipulate. If you have somebody that's a little bit empathetic and they're a little more well-meaning, they could easily be conned by the narcissist to hurt someone and actually think that they're helping. They really think they're helping. It's nuts. It's Stockholm Syndrome, basically. They I love you so much, I'll kill that guy to prove my love for you. But they're in a trance, okay? And then a lot of times when they get devalued and discarded, then the shame hits them and they realize what a sucker they got taken for. They may or may not have some regrets. But some of the flying monkeys are also a bit narcissistic themselves. And like when somebody says, we need to hurt that employee and we need to hurt him real bad. They're like, oh, yeah, we do. And then the lawyers come in, or in the case of relationships, it's more like, the prime example of the flying monkey, I'm going to give you two examples that happened to me in my personal life. One, without putting out any details, was that, getting sabotaged. This flying monkey was sent to sabotage my work so that I could not do my work. And then I would be blamed for not doing my work. So the flying monkey would send in to take the supplies away or lock the rooms up or whatnot, where I couldn't get in and do the things to do my job. But that was set up. But then the narcissist would come in and blame me for not doing the job that he himself had actually set up to be sabotaged, all right? That was, and the person who had sabotaged all my work was doing so on that command because I needed to be punished. Not because I did anything wrong or bad or because I was doing, a bad job, quite the contrary. I was doing an awesome job, and that's probably why the narcissistic sociopath felt very threatened, like, how dare you? Damn you. Damn you be liked. Damn you for being happy. I hate you. I hope you die. Oh! That's literally how they are. The second example I'm going to give you, without any details and any names, is that in a relationship sense where I thought I had a friendship, the friend, which never was, remember narcissists don't have friends, completely ditched me. But then I must have, but before he ditched me, I noticed he was cutting himself out cold. Like, I would say, hey, how are you, man? Let's talk about movies. He's like, yeah, well, I ride bicycles with my wife. And then he'd hang up on me. What? And then I would call him back and say, well, maybe he's having a bad day. I'd call him up, and I'd say, hey, guess what happened? I had some good news. And then he would get angry that I gave him good news about something that happened in my life. So he either had better news or he'd get angry with me. And then his wife, who was also his new target, she's his new target, his new source of narcissistic supply, also became this flying monkey. And I go to Facebook one day, and apparently she was posting comments about how I had bad grades at the school. Wasn't really true. There were a couple semesters where my grades had fallen because I was working full-time, and there's a lot going on in my life, and I wasn't getting any sleep, and hey, I'm human, and it happens to the best of us. But this was a big thing. He's got bad grades, and that shows that he don't really love Jesus, and it's hard. Now, I'm not trying to be mean to the target, but she was a little bit narcissistic flying monkey, so I'm just going to go ahead and call her stupid, because she really was stupid. To correlate, you know, the fact that I had a bad grade, not considering the circumstances, and then posting about it on Facebook, just showed that this idiot loved drama, wanted chaos, and that is a telltale sign of a narcissist. If they walk into a situation where everything is good, they get bored and they have to create drama and create chaos, and they'll sabotage things, or they'll start rumors, and they'll like to turn people against each other, and then they get high on it, and then they get basically erect on it. It's like I give an analogy earlier, like an arsonist that sets a forest on fire and sits there glazed over eyes. That's the high they get from hurting other people. It makes me feel alive because I'm dead inside. It gives me something to live for because my life is basically, essentially, for nothing else. You know, like I said, they'll even admit they hurt people. But bottom line is they're called, in the political world, they're called useful idiots. They're useful idiots, and they are tools that a manipulator, a sociopath, or a narcissist will use to do their dirty work. And then they'll deny, I would never do nothing. I wouldn't do that. I'm special. But they will happily take that tool, that monkey, that flying monkey, that tool, that useful idiot, and the minute any sort of legal fallback comes or any sort of retaliation, they will throw that tool under the bus and deny all accountability. I would never have done that. So in other words, when this school girl was breaking into my school records because she thought she was doing something nice, or she was just kind of an ass herself, and getting my social security number and my personal information, you know, I did call the university, and I did make a report with the police. Had anything come out of that, and I filed charges, he would have denied all responsibility. So here's his wife, also his source of supply, also his pet. But when the heat comes on, he'd be like, she did it, not me. I'd never do that. Guess who'd take the fall? She would, which is still funny because the idiot would have deserved it. So flying monkeys, yeah, you know, flying monkeys. Don't give them any attention, just like you would in a narcissist. Just try to run. You know, you might lose some friends in the process, but if your friends are actually siding with all the gossipers anyway, you really want them around. So they're all toxic. I mean, toxicity spreads. I mean, it just spreads. So avoid narcissists. Get the hell away from flying monkeys because they're only going to bring you down. So just run. Doesn't make you a chicken. You cannot win that battle. They're nuts. You can't make them sane. They just can't. And people that love drama and chaos, you can't fix that sort of idiocy. They are idiots. That's all they have in life. That is it. That is it. If your whole goal is to wake up and hurt people or walk into a totally calm environment and create chaos so you can get all, and then generate lawsuits and destroy, you know, good productivity and you know, create chaos, that just shows what a loser you are. And the flying monkeys are almost even more losers because they're bigger losers for jumping on the bandwagon with these losers. I mean, the manipulator knows exactly what he's doing. He's a loser and proud of it. The flying monkey either is completely a moron, a stupid, just ape. I'll do whatever you say. Or they're a bit narcissistic themselves, but they're even worse because they have no mind of their own. Anyway, so narcissistic flying monkeys, do not give them the time of day. They're just as bad as their masters. And these people, they're not life's champions. Come on, man. These aren't the guys coming back generally. I mean, yeah, there are some in the workplace that become successful, but usually they're self-destructive. I mean, they'll mess up their own relationships. They'll screw up their own college. They will become leaders sometimes because they love the power. I mean, I like to hurt people. That's why I got a power. I want to hurt people. That's my goal. To hurt people. But then they usually suck as leaders and they screw everything up. And you'll see everything fail. Everything around them fails because they're just so toxic. And they demotivate people, and they demoralize people, and they make people feel bad about themselves. And they want people to feel bad about themselves because that causing depression and anger and self-loathing in other people, causing them to fail is how they lift themselves up. They really are not so. And my imitations are a little over the top, but I'm just kind of comically exaggerating the kind of, weird, nutty fools these just butt monkeys are. Anyway, flying monkeys. Any questions, leave some comments in the box below. These are terrible things. They really are. They're horrible. Narcissists and their pet chimpanzees just suck, dude.